1,074 assists for Grand Rapids. Turner right now sitting at 1,067. Underway in Grand Rapids. And Turner will set it up to the back row for Paige Briggs-Romine, and Grand Rapids takes the opening point.
Already in that first rally, setter Audrey Pack, the distribution, we saw her set the outside, then set the quick. Usually that quick would be open there, up and over, just an attack error.
Audrey Pack setting it up for Brianna Ford, a recent addition, product of UT Arlington, going to that back corner, point Grand Rapids.
If Grand Rapids can score in high ball scenarios, good things are going to happen for them here this afternoon. Being able to wait in transition, swing high, hard, and deep.
2-0 early. Joust stays alive on the Grand Rapids side, but the attack won't allow that to continue any longer. It's Elizabeth Innett with her second kill already.
Anna there on the right side, stands at 6'3", does a really great job of getting her feet to the ball. That opens up her hitting window.
Innett coming off a double-double on Friday. First point of the day for Columbus, as that one's tipped at the net. And Pack will have the first serve opportunity for the Fury. Last time these two teams met was just a week ago. Pack had 42 assists along with 16 digs. Carly Snyder getting her first chance of the day. Goes down for the Grand Rapids corner.
Snyder is a veteran leader, whether she's in the front row or back row. She is consistent on her touches on the ball, has 11 or more kills in 12 matches this season.
And right back to serve after scoring the latest points for her squad. Nearly down into the pot. Pancaked by Turner. Tipped the net. Romine thought she was going to win that joust, but it's still alive. And the Fury take advantage.
Solid transition point there for the Fury. Terry taking that rip on the right side. Watch as Terry is able to swing high down the line. She sees the block wasn't all the way out, took advantage.
One of the league's most dynamic scorers already on display here on Sunday afternoon. Grand Rapids gets it right back.
Utilizing the quick attack there in the middle. Grand Rapids does a great job of trying to earn that first ball side out. They're going to have to do that in the serve and pass game.
Alyssa Jensen on service. That's off the antenna. Point for Grand Rapids.
Jensen as a middle blocker, we saw her there on the last kill, and then now at the service line. She's consistent at the service line. She places these float serves in the seams of her opponents.
Out of bounds on that attempt. She didn't play on Friday. Game time decision, and able to go, not able to put the second one in bounds.
And that's what you have to do as a professional athlete. What is your role? Is your role tonight coming in off the bench as the spark plug, or are you a starter and the team's going to need to lean on you?
Rachel Gomez puts it in play. Back set for Enna. Kept alive, and this will be Megan Lush on the attack, the 10-year pro out of Penn State.
I love a good high line swing as an outside hitter myself. If it's open, it's usually going to go down. Lush threading the needle and able to just catch the side of that volleyball, but keeping her shoulders square allows her to not over-rotate.
Back to Lush, going cross court. Down for the point for Columbus.
And we've just seen back-to-back swings from Lush, showing us her range, her ability as an offensive threat. First high line, and then challenging the block there, going cross-court, playing the volley chess game at such a high level.
6-5 in favor of the Rise. Briggs-Romine trying to go at a very difficult angle, but couldn't get the touch, couldn't get it to land in bounds.
This is a great rotation for the Fury because they have all three offensive threats in the front row, and they have Terry running that back row big attack.
Turner setting up for Inna. Very active early, already 3 kills.
Inna's jamming out there. She looked great during warm-up. She's absolutely in the zone right now and has been consistent early on here for Grand Rapids. Another solid high line swing.
has her team up 7-6. Go back to Ford. Wasn't able to get the touch. It's long. Timeout on the floor with Grand Rapids leading without you for one day. Go be celebrated for your incredible career.
And round of applause and hats off, of course, to Coach Perez. But Noelle has really stepped into a great role and has experience in the USA gym as well.
Back setting it up for Brianna Ford. Kept alive and right back to Elizabeth Inna. She has been very active already today with 4 attacks. But the Fury able to claim that point.
Ford taking a rip on that swing, the 6-foot opposite, just getting her feet to ball. Watch as she attacks high hands because it's a closed block out in front of her.
Ford into the nets. She joined Columbus ahead of the April 5th match against Grand Rapids. Only been with the team for a couple of weeks, but already making an impact. Had 5 kills in her debut, 6 in her second match with Columbus. And Pack will go to Megan Lush, dug out by Morgan Hentz. Snyder with a light touch over a couple of blockers. Pack to Terry for the kill.
That's a high-level swing. Being able to run the quick pick in transition is lethal. And that's Terry getting up on this big attack in the front row. Watch as she's able to broad jump into that ball, going thumbs down, attacking sideline. Does not get better than that.
Lush putting in play. She has the team lead, 215 digs entering today. Free ball for the Rise. And they go to Berkeley Oblad for the kill. First one for her today.
Oblad, an experienced veteran, and is really lethal off of a single foot running behind. So that's usually a slide approach that we see Oblad spreading that offense.
She was thrust in the lineup in mid-March with Grand Rapids suffering so many injuries this season. Pittman Nelson going on the attack, the all-star for Team Lanier this season.
Point for point here as the Fury try and tie this game here with the middle blocker and left back. Look for Grand Rapids to hit and tip at left back.
Turner going to Snyder. Sent back, kept alive by Turner. Off the spot. Snyder with another chance. They'll go to Terry. Miscommunication there on the Grand Rapids side. Goes to the floor.
Oh, you hate to see those ones drop because 2 athletes were absolutely there. They read the play. Just gravity was a little bit faster here on the pool.
10-10. Dumped over. Turner nearly had it. Instead setting up a situation for her to lead to Paige Briggs Romine on the outside out of Western Kentucky.
Talk about a consistent elite athlete. Briggs Romine playing both sides of the ball so well this season. In every match she has played, she has had double-digit kills.
Just barely kept that streak alive on Friday at 10. Turner going to Snyder again. Dug out by Lush. Back to Terry. Hard shot. No chance for Hentz.
Looked like Hentz got caught a little bit inside that block. If she wants to dig that sharp cross from Terry, she has to stay really wide outside this closed block because that's really all that Terry had there was challenging inside that big block.
Tied again now at 11. Pack puts it in play. Setter out of UCLA. Alyssa Jensen, her 3rd year with Grand Rapids.
Played 4 years at Michigan State for her current head coach there, Kathy. A lot of miles there under those two.
Ace for Grand Rapids, the first of the day from Carly Snyder.
Solid toss contact there from Snyder, being able to force that ace into the seam of Columbus.
Love her clutch scoring, her consistency all year long for Grand Rapids, and she goes off the service line thanks to the attack from Gomez.
Solid quick there from Gomez, running that gap set. Pack did a great job of creating space, funneling that attack forward for Gomez to go and swing high.
Joining Columbus after 5 years pro in Germany. Briggs Romine off a couple of blockers.
Briggs Romine is going to continue to swing high hands and challenge the #3 blocking team in Major League Volleyball. How is Briggs Romine going to go up against them? Well, it's challenging that block, swiping off of it, swinging high, hard, and through.
These two teams entering the day tied for second in blocks per set. Only team better has been Dallas. Turner goes to the back row for Snyder, dug out by Columbus. Briggs Romine nearly able to tool the block, but Pack was there. Off hands. Jensen with the set for Inna. 3-point lead for Grand Rapids.
You said to grab your popcorn for the elongated, scrappy defensive rallies, but something to note was the dig location on both sides. They're digging high into the middle to run both of their offense.
Jensen goes long on her service attempts.
Turner setting front row for Grand Rapids. Look for Inna on that. Pardon me, Turner is back row for Grand Rapids.
Violation there on Turner. She tried to keep it on the Grand Rapids side. Kathy George, Carly Snyder trying to get some clarification. We'll go to the review and see if Columbus didn't touch it there on the block.
Grand Rapids is challenging that there was no block touch, resulting in illegal contact.
Taking a look here. We'll watch it through together to see if there was a contact that Grand Rapids is challenging. Here's Turner going up to set the ball. And it doesn't seem like there was a net or a touch violation. It looks like a pretty clean set from Turner, just going up with one hand there.
Brianna Spain up top.
Again, from this angle, still looks like Turner was going up to play that ball.
After review, the challenge is unsuccessful. The call is a back row fault on Grand Rapids. They will lose their challenge.
So the point stays with Columbus. That's in Brianna Spain. R1. R2 is Devaney McClarty.
Interesting, because I could see people argue both sides.
Yeah.
They're saying that she was jump setting the volleyball to run an offense.
So it trims the Grand Rapids lead to 1, 15-14 in favor of the Rise, and they tie it up there thanks to Inna.
And that's how you respond as an execute as an offensive threat. Has 10 or more kills in 11 matches, 5 double-doubles on the season.
Spent a decade playing pro in Romania, Hungary, Korea, Poland, and Turkey. Now Grace with her presence here in Major League Volleyball. And trying to go after that one, but finally reached the expensive seats up front, couldn't keep it alive, and Columbus is back within 1.
Good execution from Columbus. When you are able to attack the perimeter of the volleyball court, your hitting percentage drastically increases because defenses will collapse or there'll be open seams, and if you're able to attack high and long into those seams, good things happen.
Will be Ashley Evans back at the service line. Last year's, or 2 years ago rather, the leader in assists. This year, number 7 in MLV, just over 7%. Led the league in that category, playing right here for Grand Rapids. Now part of the Fury. Long pass to Oblad. Can't put it down in bounds.
When Oblad's in the front row, she will be running that slide, especially with Turner in the front row with her.
Turner, right back to her, to Berkeley. Now Briggs Romine, met with a couple of blockers. Fury have a chance. Block party in session Sunday afternoon in Grand Rapids.
Briggs Romine grabbing just nothing but ball there. What an elite block move. Watch as she's able to have her vision, allowing her to get in front of her offensive threat, press straight down over.
Tell you, Victoria, Kashana Williams hadn't played for 6 matches. What a welcome back to the lineup there.
You know, welcome to Major League Volleyball. Sometimes you're just going to get housed the first ball back, but it's how you respond, right? Such is the game of volleyball. She'll have her open opportunity too. Williams in the front row is a great blocker, and I bet you she's hungry now for another step block herself.
Columbus had tied it up, but a service error gives Grand Rapids the lead again. It's 18-17. Allison Mayfield checking in after not playing on Friday. Last Sunday against Columbus, she tied her season high with 11 kills. Here's Terry. Off hands for the point.
Solid swing there by Terry. It looked like a 70% swing, and that's all you need. You need to know, when do I need more? When do I need less? What is my range of opportunity? And that is how these athletes are scoring at this level.
Pittman Nelson puts it in play. Dumped over by Turner unsuccessfully. Now she'll set it up to the back row to Romine. Terry denied. All of the Fury calling for a touch. We'll look at it on replay.
Here's Terry going up, pushing into the block. Might look like there's a touch there.
Columbus is challenging, but there was a block touch.
You see why immediately the entire team on the floor looked up top and said, let's take another look at that.
Chris, back in the day, it used to be a skill set with passing and hitting. Can you convince the ref before challenges? Can I sell it enough to earn this point? But now we have the MLV replay system showing us in these challenges.
After review, there was a block touch, point to Columbus, and they will retain their challenge.
That's off the fingers of Cameron Turner for the points.
And with the ball game going point for point, every point counts as we close into the red zone. Great challenge for the Fury, and try to roll with it.
That latest point gives Columbus the lead for the first time today. It's 19-18. Rise tied up immediately.
There's Inna out of the back row, being able to just have hand on ball, utilizing all of her length there. Talk about an outlet attacker being able to set against the flow for Turner.
Evans quick sets, getting it to Rachel Gomez for the kill.
And when you hear me talk about setting against the flow, for those of you who are new to volleyball, welcome to Major League Volleyball. But when these setters out here are setting against the flow, it's when the play is happening on the left side and they'll kick it back to the right, or vice versa, trying to get the set out of the chaotic situation on their side.
Audrey Pack, Major League Volleyball's Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. First one of the year for the Fury. 20-20, both teams into the red zone.
Jensen feeling good out there. 3 of the last 4 matches, she has had double-digit kills, and she is in the zone.
Happy birthday, Paige Briggs Roma.
Does Snyder get the from the service line? I think so, to force that overpass. Closing into the red zone, serve and pass, so important, and we talk about it all game long. But to utilize that service pressure at the service line and now be up in the red zone, that's huge.
That is one of those statistical categories in this sport where a server should absolutely get credit for forcing that overpass. She'll take the point regardless of what it matters in her statistics. 21-20 the lead in favor of Grand Rapids. These two teams, 6 matches in a row, have gone to 5 sets, splitting the 2 matches so far this season, each winning on their home floor. And last time it was a classic. Grand Rapids up 2-0. Columbus pulling a reverse sweep a week ago.
The good old reverse sweep on your home floor. There's no better feeling.
Hope you cleared out a few hours. Here's Snyder out of the timeout. Pack putting it to Terry. Tied again, now at 21.
Solid set there by Pack, hanging it right on the pin there for Terry. Pack, such an impactful second contact for Columbus.
Here's the all-star. Anna, no joy there. Pack sliding underneath the nets. Point to Grand Rapids.
Pack trying to play some dodgeball there with the net, but got a little bit too tight, stepped over the center line and net, which is illegal.
Camila Gomez checks in for the Rise. Back with Grand Rapids this season after a year in Omaha. Pack feeding forward. Right back to Anna. Pack couldn't dig it out. Nobody could on the Columbus side.
When Inna and Briggs Romine are the left and right front attackers, good luck when they're in system, because Turner can set anybody for almost an automatic kill. So the defense right now for the Fury has to be locked in with their eyes.
Pack one-handed set to Abby Walker. No joy on the other side. Berkeley gets Grand Rapids to set point.
We love a middle set in transition, and that's Oblad bringing us to a possible set point. Oblad, a worker horse to get off the net and up to earn that point.
Timeout called by acting head coach Noel Carpio for Columbus. Grand Rapids just 1 point away from taking set 1.
The Fury have to utilize a first ball side out here to stay alive.
Into the net at the very top, just couldn't quite clear the tape. Columbus still alive in the first set.
Fury has all 3 offensive options in the front row. And the best middle blocker, Pittman Nelson.
Anna has it sent back. Columbus within 1.
Right on cue, Pittman Nelson doing her job and closing that block, earning this point. Pittman Nelson, #1 in blocks per set in Major League Volleyball, earning that one.
This is about the next generation. It's about volleyball in this country, not just in this state, for Coach George and what she's doing in MLV. Briggs Romine trying to tool the block, couldn't get it done. And we are tied at 24. We'll need extras.
From a step block to an unforced error, bringing the Fury back in here to this game. As I mentioned, Fury with all 3 offensive threats in the front row. Pittman Nelson, #1 middle blocker in blocks per set.
Turner back to Snyder, off the tape, still alive. To the back row, miss hit by Columbus. Set point again.
Anna at the service line has done a great job of mixing up her serve, challenging the serve receive, specifically in their seams.
Pack Nelson tied again.
What I like about Pack is that she will force the middle and medium pass situation. This is a solid pass to attack, side out. Now Grand Rapids looking for their own. Watch for Oblad to run behind here as Turner setting front row.
Brianna Ford. Turner. Oblad can't get it done. Set point Columbus after 2 set points for Grand Rapids. A chance for the Fury to take this one.
Megan Lush grabbing all ball there on the left side. Solo blocking the slide. Now 27 blocks for Lush on the season.
Briggs Romine going down the line. Denied. The block is there for Grand Rapids. Tied at 26.
We are not surprised from the elite blocking happening on both sides of the net. Grand Rapids second in the MLB in blocks per set. Columbus Fury third.
Briggs Romine puts it in play. A chance for Lush going cross court. Long. Set point for Grand Rapids one more time.
Both setters are setting in the front row. Watch for them to spread that offense pin to pin.
Briggs Romine with an ace to close out the first sets. Every bit as hard fought as we expect a set to be between these teams.
Point for point, end of set number 1. Both teams earning 2 blocks apiece and keeping each other pretty modest there in the hitting percentage.
Blocks even as expected. These two teams entering the day tied for second in Major League Volleyball at 2.65 blocks per set, both just slightly below their average here in that opening set. Point 1 goes to Grand Rapids.
Turner keeping the defense true of Columbus Fury off the bat with that little sneaky dump over.
Pack quickly to Abby Walker for the point. Second-year pro from the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Audrey Pack does a great job of establishing her middles early on in the ball game, so that really opens up more one-on-one opportunities on the pins for her attackers.
Raina Terry leading this team with just over 4 kills per set. Overpass taken advantage of by Megan Lush.
There's the assist there from Lush at the service line, or pardon me, Lush at the net, going up and swinging, just doing her job. When you get awarded an overpass, you have to score.
3rd kill on 10 swings for her. Service error for Columbus.
Always that ace to air ratio, being able to play that game of wanting to serve long or not.
Bit of chaos there. Lush against Anna in a joust. Goes back to Carly Snyder for the kill.
Another impactful play by Snyder out of the back row, running this route, is able to shift a little bit to the left side of the court to follow that set against 2 blockers up, and she just goes with the momentum of the set and swings left crossbody.
Melissa Jensen puts it in play. Pack. Free ball for Columbus. Pack targets Brianna Ford.
What an absolute rip by Ford on the right side. You got to just wear a helmet and put your hands up. Nobody's digging this volleyball. That was so fast. She probably swung well into 80 miles an hour.
3rd kill on 10 swings for the recent addition to this Columbus roster. Only been with him for a couple of weeks. Lush going to the baseline.
Veteran swing by Lush, quick off the net in transition. Wasn't able to transition all the way, so she had a short runway. But what did she do? She found a solution and swung deep over that block.
Sent back by Pittman Nelson into the face of Snyder.
You got to set away from Pittman Nelson. You need to make her move, because if you don't, she's going to camp out, and it's an all-you-can-eat buffet right there. Another stuffed block.
Turner back to Inna. Through the middle of a pair of Fury players on the other side.
And has been consistent with siding out Grand Rapids at a high percentage. Watch as Inna gets on this ball, step close, deep into that swing.
Now she's back to serve. And long.
Grand Rapids wants to serve tough, though. They want to be able to get Columbus out of system, and they need to use it in transition when they do.
5th service error for Grand Rapids. Columbus has committed 4 of them. Turner feeding Briggs Romine, and she continues to add to her club record. Entering the day, needed just 7 assists to tie the all-time mark. Well over that now. That's 17 now for Turner, but Columbus scoring on the other side.
Turner doing a great job spreading the offense for Grand Rapids, but Lush taking advantage here with Turner in the front row, swinging deep into that corner.
Oblad met rudely by the Fury block.
Oblad needs a little bit more space there on that slide attack. That was a stuff block easily for Columbus.
And the visitors go up. Will be in Frisco for the championship 4. The home team, Dallas, will be there with 1 more win. 2 spots very much still available to Grand Rapids if they can go on a run down these final 3 weeks. Needs to start today. Here's Terry going into a couple of blockers. Turner to the back row for Briggs Romine.
Solid look there from the elongated rally. Grand Rapids being able to put this one away in transition. Turner going against the flow with that back set. Great set location for that big.
Here's Berkeley. Oblad. Very little playing time early in the season, but turned into a very big piece when Leah Meyer was placed on the season-ending injured reserve, thrust into the lineup in mid-March.
Solid swing here for Columbus, swinging high off that block. Columbus has 6 kills and 2 blocks in set number 2 alone.
It's Pittman Nelson, the all-star on Team Lanier. Here's Terry. Now Turner going right back to Briggs Romine. Nothing doing. Longest rally of this set so far. Inna has it ended by Terry and Walker.
Now 3 blocks alone at the beginning of set number 2 for the Fury. They're not waiting for Grand Rapids to give them anything. They're earning real points on their side.
4-point lead for Columbus. Long attack from Ford is denied. At the net, it's Snyder. Now Terry into a couple of blockers off the hands of Lush. Jensen, rather. Now Terry again has it sent back. Able to tool the block for the point for Columbus.
What a set from Pack, falling away outside of the antenna and then pushing that across the floor to Terry, who finds that side out. Take a look at Pack backing all the way up, earning that assist.
Snyder going at the block. It falls on the Fury side.
Chris, that's the quickest way to earn a point in volleyball is tool high hands. And here's Snyder going up, tooling high and hard. Really lethal swing.
Pack returning it to Walker. Now a chance for Snyder. Same combo, this time kept alive, and it's Terry from distance. Snyder has it returned. The Columbus block has been impressive.
Front row defense, back row defense, both involved in this last rally, but it's going to be another block for Columbus. Blocks are huge momentum killers and earners. if you're on the side of Columbus right now and you're feeling all of these blocks rack up, now 4 in set number 2, you're feeling pretty good. Point score.
After the timeout called by Coach George, we're back to action. Right back to Snyder. Highest volume attacker in this set for Grand Rapids. Turner quickly working it to Alyssa Jensen, the middle out of Michigan State.
Solid look there by Jensen, getting up in transition, which is hard to do as a middle blocker. You're working hard pin to pin and then have to get off of the net for a first tempo set.
Her 4th kill in 5 swings. Able to go off of Jensen there. Had some runway for Lush.
Chris, I want to know, 12 of the 13 points for Columbus right now are real points, meaning those are points that they've earned. That's 8 kills in 4 blocks. Not even racking up errors from Grand Rapids. They don't need them. They're just earning the points.
Anna goes at Lush for the point. So a 4-point deficit facing Grand Rapids as Alyssa Jensen steps back to the line. Didn't play on Friday. Last Sunday, just 1 set. Clearly needed to make a larger impact today in the Grand Rapids game plan. Lush with the light touch. Turner diving to keep that alive, but it goes down out of bounds.
The offensive range and skill sets that we're seeing from Lush right now are so high. She read that the defense was dug in on Grand Rapids, utilized that off-speed tip up and over the block.
5-point Fury lead. Inna has it dug out by Ford. Pittman Nelson. The force behind that ball is going to be tough to deal with.
It sure is. Pittman Nelson bats just under 300 on the season and has done a really great job of running different routes, whether it's the gap set or the one right on her setter or just a bit in front.
Snyder from the back row. Velocity on display from both sides in these last 2 points.
And watching it on TV does not do you justice. You have to buy a ticket and come out to a Major League Volleyball game. I mean, it's similar. Like when you're watching baseball in person and you see it pitched 100 miles an hour, it looks a little bit different when you're up close and personal.
No doubt about that. When I say get your tickets, that's one of the reasons why.
And rent don't walk. If you are in the Dallas area for the championship, I mean, those are probably going to sell out, Chris.
We are pumped to be part of that coverage. Championship semifinals and final from Comerica Center in Frisco. Just a few weeks away. Megan Lush going on the attack for Columbus. As the Fury look to fight back in set 2 after dropping set 1 in extras. Grand Rapids winning that 28-26.
Lush, no stranger to a big stage, 2-time national champ at Penn State.
Short serve kept up by Snyder. Free ball for Grand Rapids. Turner to Inna. Kept alive by Terry. Lush sends it across. Here's Briggs Romine with authority.
Columbus Fury right now are running a 6-2, so that means that they have Williams in the front row as an opposite, trying to be a bigger block right there. So they're gonna have to use her here. Try and side out with Williams now in the front row.
Briggs Romine puts it in play. Pittman Nelson right at Briggs Romine, who kept it up momentarily, but Turner unable.
Oh.
That's long. 4 service errors for Columbus. Grand Rapids has 5 today. Berkeley Oblad. Now here's Terry. That angle is so impressive on the attack, able to get it down on the sideline.
Absolutely. Watch as Terry is able to close it in on this swing. There's a big gap in that block. Able to swing high, hard, and through.
Anna. That clipped the net just barely and comes down in front of Megan Lesh.
Anna taking rip after rip. They're going to need her here to close in on the second set.
Southpaw Turner sends it across. Here's Abby Walker on the attack, her second kill.
And it looks like Evans is going to stay in the front row setting. She's a little bit bigger blocking presence there.
Kashana Williams at the service line. Didn't play in the last 6 matches. Service error for the Fury. Joined Columbus this year after time in Puerto Rico, Indonesia, Greece, Japan, and Italy. Snyder the outside out over from Florida. Long back-to-back service errors, 1 from each side.
Look for Ashley Evans setting in the front row for Columbus here to spread that offense pin to pin, running her middle behind on different routes.
That latest service error puts Columbus in the red zones, 20-15. Rise pull within 4.
Briggs Romine, fastest way for a kill, tooling high hands. That's exactly what she does. Swinging deliberately into that right hand of Evans and earning that point.
Allison Mayfield returning to the Grand Rapids lineup after not playing on Friday. Lush into the Grand Rapids block. Oblad alongside Havana.
What a monster block for Grand Rapids. Watches all 4 hands press across that tape, and that's Oblad just finishing her job with that left hand.
Abby Walker gets the point right back for Columbus. 4 points away from a set 2 win.
Solid swing here by Walker, going up, running behind, getting on that route. Doing a great job of having just a fast arm.
Ashley Evans denied. Rise nearly had the block, kept alive by Williams. Enna into Pittman Nelson. Recycled for the Rise. Off of Lush. And Pittman for the point.
That's what makes Anna so reliable, is point scoring in second and third chance opportunity, being able to recycle on her side and then find another solution quickly in transition.
3-point Columbus lead. Pittman Nelson with a light touch. The diving. Morgan Hentz can't get to it.
Clean kill here for Pittman Nelson, running that slide. She saw 2 blockers. It was a yellow light swing. She had to find a solution, and she found one.
Evans has it kept up. Snyder denied by Terry. We'll go to Lush again. Down the line, over 4 hands for the point.
Over 4 hands and past 2 defenders. She was able to just power tip this one down and through. Great controlled dig. High lifted set, and here's Lush. Just power tip down the line.
23-18 in favor of Columbus. Timeout called by Kathy George, who has dealt with a rash of injuries I would not wish on any human being for Grand Rapids this year. Lauren Jardine Clark, Leah Meyer, both out with season-ending injury reserve spots. And then Ramat Al-Hashan has been out since February 22nd. Carly Snyder missed a couple of matches this month, finally able to return Friday, and obviously a big point in the game plan today. But every single player has missed time. Nobody on this roster has played all 22 games.
I mean, with the wind not in their sails, they've stayed, you know, just resilient and gritty. And sometimes the cards aren't going to fold your way. And the Rise have really risen up, pun fully intended there. And it takes a village, right, Chris? And it's taken the entire village of Grand Rapids to keep the ship afloat and take big rips, just like Briggs Roadline.
Grand Rapids very much still alive until that final point is scored. Everybody is dialed in.
They have a never say die mentality. Does not matter that the Fury are now in the red zone.
Then Nelson gets Columbus to set point.
Pittman Nelson up there on this quick attack. Watch as she's able to have a big double arm lift, allowing her that chance to force that tip through the block.
7 kills on 8 swings for her. Anna keeping this set going for Grand Rapids. Her 12th kill.
Don't count them out. We've seen Grand Rapids be down by a lot more and close the gap here this season.
Camila Gomez, a late set serving sub, just as Coach George used her in the first. Libero out of Texas A&M. Terry off hands, tooling the block for the Columbus points. And we are even, 1 set apiece in Grand Rapids.
Back and forth battle. Fury being able to hit 486 in set number 2, just all putting up numbers consistently.
Turner with the first serve and an ace for Grand Rapids to begin set 3, third of the day for the Rise.
And that's how you answer coming into set number 3 with your foot on the gas pedal, challenging at the service line.
Setter out of Kansas, delivering with the left hand. Raina Terry has it sent back by Snyder and Jensen, but it falls out of bounds. Point Columbus.
The block needs to press just a little bit more, so think shoulders to ears, or really shrug those traps to push that ball back on the other side.
Here's Terry. Turner leading it to Carly Snyder. Kept alive as Lush ran into the stanchion. Evans working it to Lush. Point 3 has been a lengthy one, and it's taken by Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids staying calm and cool in transition, lifting that first contact, lifting that second contact, opening up the hitting window in out of system for these pin attackers.
This will be Snyder descended in play. 5 kills for her today on 20 swings. Unable to put that one down inbounds. An ace and a couple of errors for her from the service line. 2-2, leading to Abby Walker. Overpass, but Columbus unable to take advantage. As at the net, Alyssa Jensen forced it across.
Have to take advantage when these opportunities are given to you. Grand Rapids holding their breath, but running away with that point.
Evans with the sets. To Kashana Williams. Point Columbus. After not playing in the last 6 matches, she has her first kill.
Williams out of Penn State, 4-year pro, most recently played in Italy.
Off the tape and out.
You never know which way that ball's going to bounce off the top of that tape. Sometimes it catches an edge and will land in, but that is very much out of bounds.
Look who just checked in for Grand Rapids, Ramat Al-Hassan. First time since February 22nd that she's been on the floor, and immediately goes up. And again, that one's over her. Al-Hassan, the decoy there. Now to the back corner, point, Grand Rapids. A little bit of fire under the Rise after getting Ramat back on the floor, even if she doesn't ultimately score.
Hey, we talked about the fire in the belly here for Grand Rapids, as my Irish mother would say.
Here's Anna. Joust kept on the Rise side. Off the block and down. Point for Anna. 3-point lead for Grand Rapids.
So consistent in approaching to
from the Florida Gators, 4-time All-American there in Gainesville. Anna with a serve and another ace for Grand Rapids, the second of this set.
The best servers have the most consistent toss. It's all about the toss contact.
4-point lead for the Rise. Tied at 1 set apiece. Evans working it over to Lush. Sent back across. And again on the block, Turner was there. Rise thought they had the point, but it takes a diving Hentz to keep this point alive. And the Rise persevere.
Morgan Hentz in the libero jersey, fully laying out. Defense is heart and attitude, and Hentz does not lack that. Watch Hentz laying out with one arm, keeping her team alive, the 6-year pro out of Stanford.
8-3 lead for Grand Rapids.
Columbus is challenging that there was a block touch.
We'll take a look at that and see if this is in fact Grand Rapids' 8th point that would send us to our first break of set 3. Brianna Spain up top.
From this perspective, there's Hentz laying out. We're looking for a block touch.
After review, there was no block touch.
Named 2023 Big 12 Setter of the Year. Now in Major League Volleyball, 40 or more assists in 8 matches this season.
Evans to the back row for Terry, but Hentz was there to keep it alive. Hentz coming up with some huge defensive plays in this set for her Rise. Left-handed rocket from Turner, but it's kept off the floor. Another rocket, this one from Williams, and that's the winning swing.
I love Turner taking a rip, the 5-8 setter. Why not? But Columbus is going to walk away with this point here. Here's Williams in the back row, swinging cross court.
That broke a 5-0 Grand Rapids run. First swing in her return. Ramat Al-Hassan on the kill.
Solid look there by Al-Hassan. Watch as she's able to get up and utilize all of her 6'4" length to put that ball away. Al-Hassan has 12 or more points in 4 matches this season.
Her first kill since February 22nd against the Pulse. Turner waiting on that one. Able to put it down the Fury side.
Turner now 17 blocks as a front row setter. That comes with elite timing.
10-4 in favor of Grand Rapids. Block party continues for the Rise. Now we're tied 6 blocks apiece.
Turner firing Grand Rapids up, back-to-back blocks, getting up and over that net.
Rise on an 8-1 run. Fury need to figure this out. See if they can get an offensive spark here. That'll do it. As Raina Terry goes on the attack, the all-star and team leader in kills.
The wider the set, the sharper the angle it's going to cross the plane of the net, and Terry really squeaked that one there in very sharp there.
Pittman Nelson with the ace thanks to some miscommunication between Hentz and Briggs-Romine.
Something that I say to my club team with my boys is you got to talk in the seams before every point. Who has short, who has deep? I have your seam. Seam is left.
Even happens with the best. Snyder there to send it back.
I just love the blocking clinic that's happening, Chris. This is just so much fun to watch. Here's Snyder identifying the set is front row, who's in her zone, bodies her up and earns that block.
Service error there from Al-Hassan. Blocking was one of the big headlines entering this match. Neither of these teams is high on a ton of the statistical categories in MLV, but they are two of the best with blocks this season. Only Dallas has been better than these two teams.
And that comes with volley IQ and taking care of your zone. Are you on the left zone, middle, right? And when an attacker comes into that zone, eye work goes ball setter, ball hitter. Making sure your spacing is a little bit off the net so you're not creating a net violation, and really just reading the play.
Turner was wide of the sideline. Fury trailing by 5, make it 6. 9 service errors for Grand Rapids, and that was number 8 for Columbus.
Grand Rapids 5 kills in set 3, hitting 500.
Evans to Williams.
What a fast arm by Williams, beating that block out in front of her. It was a controlled play, opening up this attack window for Williams to go get it on the right side.
Firepower that hasn't been utilized for a few weeks. First time she's played in 6 matches. Briggs-Romine keeping her streak alive with a double-figure kill performance on Friday, and that puts her at now 21 on the season. Every single match she has been in double figures. Williams trying to get there herself.
And to your point about Briggs-Romine, Turner does a great job of forcing her tempo to Briggs-Romine when she's off the net and when she's on the 10-foot line, which is really how Briggs-Romine has been so consistent as an offensive threat, is that she's going fast.
This will be Audrey Pack. These teams played 1 week ago, and Pack had 42 assists. That was her career high at the moment. She bettered it on Friday. Had 48 against Atlanta. Turning right back to Inna. Kept alive by Pat. This is Ford meeting Al-Hassan at the nets.
Al-Hassan, the Florida game, making her presence known. Blocks in set 3, 4 for Grand Rapids, 0 for Columbus.
And while blocks are what make great highlights usually, we got to talk about Friday and the digs for Grand Rapids. 104 against Omaha. That is an MLB record in a 4-set match.
Yes, and it's because of the block location, allowing the back row to dance around the block and be funneled and earn those digs. The block is there to take away space. It's a bonus if you earn a block.
Overpass, Grand Rapids commits that sin. Pittman Nelson puts it to the ground.
With Lush in the back row here at the service line, look for her to get on the back row attack. Pittman Nelson just patrolling the top of the tape as she does.
Briggs-Romine has it dug out by Hiapo. Briggs-Romine on the attack. That now is 10 kills for Briggs-Romine. She has had double figures in every single appearance this season.
15 double-doubles for Briggs-Romine. That's 71% of the matches played this season. Briggs-Romine has earned a double-double.
Nice light touch from Pittman Nelson to get the point for Columbus. Going back to Briggs Romine, yes, she got to the 10 kills on Friday, but she had 11 attack errors. So negative hitting percentage for the first time this season. Have to clear that out of your head and figure out what defense you're going to face. I'll be a little bit more accurate today, and she's answered the call.
And that's what sports is all about, is saying, hey, today wasn't my day. How do I respond? And that's your choice. And that's 100% on you. How am I going to learn from this and move on to the next game?
After that negative effort on Friday, she's hitting .348 today. Terry unable to force it through. Snyder will have a chance. Over forehands. This is Terry long. Point Grand Rapids. Allison Mayfield will take the place of Vermont Al-Hassan.
We've seen Mayfield at the outside hitter position for Grand Rapids. Allison and I played in Peru together. It was fun playing overseas against Allison.
She globe-trotted 10 years pro before MLV, in addition to Peru, France, Switzerland, Finland, Greece, and Hungary. The type of traveling that most of us can only dream of.
And that's what's so cool about volleyball, is that it is a gift to so many people to travel the world, to meet people around the U.S. to begin with, even at the juniors level, and then being able as a professional and collegiately, you see teams go abroad too at the college level.
19-15, rise over the Fury. Hence, setups Briggs Romine, kept alive by Ford, and now on the attack, Terry denied. Snyder is long. Calling for the touch. We'll go to review.
Grand Rapids is challenging that there was a block touch. After review, there was a block touch. Point to Grand Rapids, and they will retain their challenge.
That was a fast review. You love to see it.
Off the fingertips for the Grand Rapids point, putting the Rise into the red zone. Pack getting it to Terry, who's able to tool the block.
Fast swing by Terry, challenging that Grand Rapids block. Watches Terry is able to get on this perfectly located set from Pack.
Terry had 25 kills against Grand Rapids last week. Snyder adding to her total.
Snyder approaching inside with this ball. That's a rip set in my gym when I coach. It's a tempo set about 6 feet inside the antenna for the outside to get on it that much quicker.
Follows up the kill with a service error. Snyder had 14 kills on 53 swings Friday in a win over Omaha. Today, 6 kills on 25 attempts. Right back to her. Now 7 kills for the Grand Rapids player wearing number 4.
Great look by Snyder, getting up here on this big attack. Back-to-back point scoring there from Snyder. Has 11 or more kills in 12 matches, plays both sides of the ball so well. Double-digit digs in 10 matches for Snyder.
Megan Lush able to get a point back for Columbus as we go deep into this third set.
Columbus needs to put foot on the gas pedal here in set number 3 if they want to close into the red zone to join the Rise.
And that gives Lush a double-double. She had 10 assists, sent Diggs rather, now up to 10 kills. Grand Rapids 2 points away from going up 2-1.
Now the Rise have both Snyder and Inna in the back row. Look for them to really be an offensive threat here as they try and close into 147.
Elizabeth Inna will serve for Grand Rapids. Heavy arm opposite who has seen it all. A decade playing pro all over the world. Pack feeding Brianna Ford. No dice. With a free ball coming for the Fury. Quick set to Pittman Nelson. Now a chance for Briggs Romine with the left hand. Had 3 blockers in front of her. Rolling down the tape. Still nothing. Over 4 hands and out of bounds. Point Grand Rapids. Set point coming up.
Sometimes it's just gritty defense. It doesn't need to be pretty, and that is what Grand Rapids did there in that last rally. A closed block forcing that unforced error.
24-18 Rise. Lush. Hansel send it over to Anna to end set 3.
Inna getting up on this ball and earning.
I count myself among the most blessed sports fans in the world this week, Victoria. Augusta on Tuesday, Grand Rapids on Sunday. It's been a good week.
Nice.
Terry putting it over the block. Point 1, upset 4. Williams has it sent right back at her. Grand Rapids put on a blocking clinic in set 3. It continues in set 4.
Exactly, the blocking bleeding into set number 4. There's Briggs Romine grabbing nothing but ball. That ball was on the way out, but was able to get a touch there off of the Fury.
Here's Snyder. Off the tape, Terry keeps it alive. Finding some space, really good spatial awareness there from Pittman Nelson.
Audrey Pack is not afraid to create space for her attackers. And she was running towards the left side of the court and threw it back in almost an out of system scenario to a middle blocker for a first tempo set. Audrey Pack is a rookie, but I called her junior and senior season at UCLA, and she's always had this calm presence about her no matter who she's playing against.
Turner to Inna. Look what I found there for Pittman Nelson. And Grand Rapids unable to finish the point. Sometimes you get lucky.
Hey, it's better to be lucky sometimes than good. Especially playing in the Masters, maybe?
Pittman Nelson sending it across. Turner feeding Briggs Romine, diving all over the floor, and Grand Rapids wins the point.
Usually when a middle blocker is playing left back defense, they don't normally get as many back row defensive reps, which is so important because if you're middle and you want to serve and be an all-around volleyball athlete, got to get those reps on defense. To all those juniors watching.
Back to Terry. Touch the net by Alhazan, keeping it alive for the Rise. Sent back and recycled for Grand Rapids. Anna Long trying to go cross court.
Blocking pressure from Columbus forced that unforced error on the side of Grand Rapids. All 4 hands across the tape. And I didn't really know where to go, maybe challenging high hands, but a really solid block there, forcing that unforced error.
We have needed the squeegee crew a lot in this match. So much diving and sweating.
Cardio. I said, are you hydrated? I brought my water. We're ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I'm on bottle number 2. Snyder denied. Now Terry. Touch of the net. Works out for the Rise. Malazan finishes the points.
Great work from the once SEC Player of the Year in 2017. Here's Alisson up on this ball, forcing that kill. Batting .340 on the season.
Second kill for Amat tonight. 1 point separating these teams. Columbus 4, Grand Rapids 3. Turner to Inna on the back line. That's her 17th kill to lead Grand Rapids.
With an active D-ball attacker, a right back defender turned attacker, it really opens up the offensive window, being able to spread that ball and go against the flow.
Quickly to it. Hard to keep up when you can work together at that rapid pace.
And there's Abby Walker quick on that ball. Volleyball product played at Cincinnati. Was the Freshman of the Year award for American Athletic Conference.
Before the Bearcats moved into the Big 12, shining. Turner dumping it across for Grand Rapids. We're tied at 5.
Point-for-point action here in the 5th set. Both teams looking to have a high first ball side out percentage. So when you're in serve receive, can you just kill the rally immediately? Can you pass the ball and put that ball away on the first try? That is called a first ball side out.
That is 14 service errors now for Grand Rapids, compared to 9. Make it 10 for Columbus.
Ace to error ratio, always a game that everybody is playing, but if you're gonna err long, maybe you'll tag one of the passers on the way out.
Yeah, the aces have been in the favor of the Rise, 4-1. Met by Jensen and Inna.
Solid closed block there by Jensen. She keeps her feet under her so well, so balanced, so neutral, which allows her to have a first explosive step laterally to close the block.
Dumped over by Pack, but denied. Now Snyder into hands. Touch of the net. Keeps it going for Columbus. And Terry is fed.
Terry running the route there on the back row. Coming down the left side of the court, leaning away, goes thumbs down on that ball. Does a great job of just swinging high and hard. Good things happen.
She's just one dig away from a double-double. That was her 15th kill, sitting at 9 digs. Inna, dug out by Williams. This will be Terry off the bottom of her hand. Snyder with the fingertips. Williams had the pancake. Missed time jump, but the Rise still take the point.
Say, as a coffee fiend myself, the coffee shop scene here, I mean, let me tell you, 10 out of 10.
It's also Beer City, USA.
Which we also love to see. That's, but I'm choosing water here, courtside.
Get a post-game beer. It's Beer City, USA. Got to take advantage. Need some merch, too. Into the nets. Unsuccessful attack from Paige, Briggs, Romine.
One of the most difficult sets to hit in volleyball is when the ball is coming from behind you, believe it or not. And it is the responsibility as an outside hitter to try and get that ball across the tape.
Turner has it blocked by Terry, but kept alive as Snyder went in for the dig. Pack to Terry, off the left hand of Jensen. Briggs Romine can't put it down. Great effort by Williams. Quick set to Jensen, but Columbus able to take the point.
What a read by Walker in the middle for the Fury. I mean, reading and reacting on that block. Walker has 3 or more blocks in 4 matches on the season. Part of that second team, all Big 12. Really good look from the second-year pro.
Third block of the day for Walker. Grand Rapids gets the point right back. They trail by 1.
This is where the Rise have to be able to pull ahead if they want to try and get this thing here quickly. All 3 attackers in the front row, sets back row for the Rise.
Jensen puts the ball in play. This is Terry going past Al Hassan. Turner going into the net.
I believe she went and stepped across the center line. You're not allowed to step across that center line. Athletic move, though. She got that ball, no net.
Now, pardon me for assuming the way her body was flying to be able to stop herself. All of that body except for that right foot.
It's just incredible, the athleticism, explosiveness on the floor.
Columbus up 11-10, set 4. Point Grand Rapids to tie it at 11.
Snyder out of the back row, challenging the sideline, specifically on the back row attack. Swinging high at that block.
We're on double-double watch for Snyder now, too. That's her 9th kill to go along with 9 digs. Williams. 4 hands staring her in the face. She found that inch of room.
Williams with a big dog rip down the line. Look at Williams say double block. Okay, here's a line swing. I mean, seeing that up close, if we had a speed gun here, that's I'm going to clock that in at 84 miles an hour. Like, that was some serious heat.
We have best seat in the house for that one, right in front of us. Bringing some major velocity. Puts her team up by 1. Chance coming. And good for Briggs Romine. That's her 13th kill.
Solid swing by Romine. Wider the set, the sharper the angle. That's just physics and geometry for all of our volley nerds out there. Today, 13 kills, 8 digs for Briggs Romine.
You say that term with great affection. I know. Making lunch with the kill.
Volleyball nerds? I mean, I'm one of them.
I think we all are today.
Absolutely. How can you not be? Lush just leaning into that swing.
Al Hassan falling away and putting it down.
Al Hassan keeping this a point-for-point ball game. Just making it work. And sometimes you just got to make it work.
That body control and the ability to go at that angle as you're falling back.
It's not always going to be a perfect set. How do you find a solution?
Towering serve from Al Hassan. Terry in the back row. Turner will send it across. Free ball for the Fury. Lush into the hands. Snyder diving to keep it alive. A dive on the other side for Hiapo, and it goes for the Fury points.
Relentless defense. Hiapo on that ball, leading to this point for the Fury. Can they chip away here in the back half to extend this match? Audrey Pack setting in the front row for the Fury. Calm, cool, and collected, spreading that offense.
Ryan White into the match for the first time, product of Oregon State and Kansas. And on the overpass, the unofficial assist for Ryan White as it's knocked to the floor by Pack.
To the setter, Pack racking on a kill to her name.
First year pro, made her Fury debut on April 3rd. An error there. That's her first official statistic as a member of this team. She has played in 3 matches, but nothing among the countable categories until just now. Has her first serve reception of the day. Terry, long on her attempt.
Terry getting caught on the underside of that ball. That's how the ball went long, as her contact point was on the underside instead of flat out in front.
15 all. Rise and Fury. Briggs Romine has a recycle. Here's Lush. Jensen was there to keep it alive. Snyder hitting it into forehands. Now Terry. This will be Enna going into the block. Snyder doing it all on that point.
Just the veteran leader. No matter whether they're up by 10 or down by 10, she stays the same, and that's what makes her such an elite athlete, is that she doesn't ride too high or too low. She just does her job and she gets it done.
Pittman Nelson getting back in the action for Columbus. 11 kills for her.
Pack will find Pittman Nelson, especially when she's setting in the front row. She wants to get Pittman Nelson on different routes, running in different zones across the top of the tape, keeping the block of the rise true.
Megan Lush puts it in play for Columbus. Snyder has it dug out by Lush. Terry will have an opportunity. That's off the head of Jensen. And now setting up Snyder for the point. A noggin shot leading to the score.
Briggs Romine, unbelievable defense in middle back. Watch as she reads and reacts off the block, staying deep in that seam to run down this ball, keep the rally alive. Grand Rapids earning that point.
1 point lead for Grand Rapids. Here's Terry. Into the block, Jensen and Enna. Recycled for Columbus, leading to Lush. 13 kills for her. Double-double to go along with 15 digs.
Lush not letting a momentum kill get to her, because she's going to earn her own against 3 blockers in front of her swinging into the seam.
17 all. Turner, and that is some authority from Briggs Romine. Defense, offense, she can do it all.
Briggs Romine playing both sides of the ball, so elite. 16 double-doubles on the calendar year. That's 71% of the matches she has played, earning a double-double.
The latest coming today, 14 kills, 10 digs. That monster dig that we just saw a minute ago, that put her into the double-double for today. Terry able to get it off of Al-Hassan and Enna for the Columbus point. Tied at 18.
Fury going point for point here. We know that Williams is a big presence as she checks back into the game there at opposite, swinging on the right side of the court. She's in charge of stopping Briggs Romine as much as she can.
Here's Pack. She has 34 assists today. Briggs Romine able to put it in the far corner.
Briggs Romine saying, okay, we're going to earn that point there, just tagging the sideline.
Double-digit kills in every appearance this season. Here's Williams. Able to tour the block.
Williams challenging that block. Good rip from her. It was a close one, but the ball is going to be tooled out of bounds. Point to the Fury.
Not ready for play yet. Clean up some condensation on the floor. Make sure everybody is confident with their footwork. Tied at 19 in set 4. Into the net as Columbus tries to force a 7th straight meeting between these rivals into 5 sets.
Briggs Romine in the back row here. Look for her on that big attack. Fury have to utilize a first ball side out. Look for Walker there in the middle.
Briggs Romine on service. Here's Lush pushing it over with 2 hands. Snyder sliding in to keep that ball up. Lush again, this time with more authority. From the back row, bottom of the hand, nothing doing. Anna into 4 hands. Pushed across by Turner. Now Lush. Recycled for Columbus. Williams nearly had it. Lush off hands. We are tied for the 16th time in this set.
I mean, I'm out of breath watching that rally, and we're not even running around. Talk about blocking presence as block touches, specifically. Block touches, slowing the ball down for both sides of the net to control that ball in transition.
Abby Walker, the Cincinnati Bearcat on service. Lush there for the block. The outside champ from Penn State.
Nothing but authority from the 10-year vet here. I mean, absolute housed.
An all-star last season, playing like one here today. Williams teaming up with
per set. But Briggs Romine, she's 5th in points per set, and she is working right now.
22-20 in favor of Columbus, needing a set win to push us to 5. Inna putting it back towards the middle of the floor. Now Lush. Turner will feed Snyder. Finding the far corner yet again. Pinpoint accuracy.
High and deep by Snyder into that seam. Watch as she's able to take a long contact on that ball. Middle back is shifting towards the line. She's reading that and going back caddy corner, earning that point. 12 kills, 11 digs for Snyder today.
Camila Gomez returns a late set serving stub. That's how Kathy George has used her all day. Lush past Jensen's hands and down.
A rip there by Lush. Watch as she's able to swing high, hard, and through. Swinging deep into the 5-6 seam. That's that back left area. I mean, if you're able to tag perimeter, your hitting percentage goes up by 20%.
23-21 Columbus. Terry dug out, but can't keep it going as went to the net. Nothing that Jensen could do with it. Set point Fury.
Pack will continue to spread that offense with Terry in the back row. Pittman Nelson, watch for her on that gap set. Maybe running the gap go here.
Turner to Inna. Long, and for the 7th straight meeting against first place Indy, while Columbus will travel to Dallas on Friday. So very tough competition coming up for both of these squads, the first and second place teams in MLV. Task at hand today is a match against their rivals. Underway in set 5. Inna can't get the opening point, neither can Pittman Nelson. Instead, it's Snyder with the light touch, kept alive. Nearly to the floor, kept up. Pack to Pittman Nelson, trying to get creative, but can't put it on the other side.
Morgan Hentz, playing libero for Grand Rapids, is just a silent assassin of joy. She's going to take away whoever is trying to get a kill. She's going to say, not today, and earn that day.
Sent across, free ball for Columbus. They choose to go to Megan Lush, who's in double territory today. Enna continues her outstanding outing as well. A team leading 18 kills now.
Great inside rip there by Inna. Watch as she's able to track this out of system set. Perfect location there by Hentz.
Snyder on the serve. Pittman Nelson. Inna met by Terry and Nelson.
Pittman Nelson closing to her pin blocker. Terry setting the block very well. She is tracking the attacker. It's Terry first to stand in the proper spot where that apex of the volleyball is and allows her middle blocker to close all the way, so they take away all of that space at the top of the tape.
Floor crew has been very busy. Called upon again. Pittman Nelson, long. 13th service error for Columbus today. Grand Rapids has 15 of them. Here's Alyssa Jensen. Back to Terry. Al-Hassan there for the block in her triumphant return to the Grand Rapids lineup.
Al-Hassan taking away nothing but space, utilizing both of her hands separately in two separate seams. She's not reaching for the volleyball like she's diving into a pool. She keeps her hands wide.
Back to Williams. Dumps it over this time, nearly in the pot. Terry lightly into four hands. Briggs-Romine chasing it, but could not track that ball down across, and on the overpass, Columbus wins.
Early lead here for the Rise. This is where Columbus has to utilize an unforced error with Pack at the service line. She now has 3 offensive threats in the front row. Lush there on that back row attack.
We see
looks like Hiapo is bleeding.
Libero out of BYU needing the assistance of the athletic trainer here. Forced into the starting role in mid-March and has done an impressive job as defensive leader of this Fury team. 10 times with double-digit digs.
And 5 matches with 20 or more digs for Hiapo. 24 digs versus Atlanta.
2 shy of double figures today. Pushed across by Briggs-Romine, now to the back row for Lush. And Grand Rapids chasing it down perpendicular with the nets. Columbus takes the point and is now trailing by just a single point in set 5.
Another solid rip there from Lush. The Fury are no strangers to 5-setters, just going 5 with Atlanta the other night.
Al-Hassan keeping with it, pumping up her team.
Al-Hassan does a great job of being a communicator, and that's your job as a middle blocker. You are in charge of patrolling the tape, communicating with your pin blockers, saying, hey, this is your attacker, look for that route, I'll help you here.
Into there for the dig. Al Hassan denied. Diapo able to stay in the match, get a big dig that eventually leads to a Fury point.
Williams recognizing a closed block, tipping that ball up and over. Good vision and volleyball IQ. What another layout by Diapo there in red for the Fury.
Raina Terry will have service next for Columbus. Another double-double performance for her. 16 digs on a team-leading 52 swings. 10 digs as well. Long on that.
Grand Rapids looking to use this 2-point lead. Turner setting in the front row. Likes to run that gap go here.
That was Terry's 4th service error of the day. Most of anybody on the Fury roster. Two-hand push by Lush. Charging up, Briggs Romine is denied. Turner sends it back. Now Williams into Snyder's hands. Diving in there unsuccessfully. Point Grand Rapids.
The off-speed shot by Briggs Romine from the back row. I mean, talk about crafty. We usually see athletes taking rips or a controlled down ball swing in that scenario. But Briggs Romine is leveling up and saying, oh no, I have another shot in my tool belt, going straight to that campfire.
Timeout called by Columbus as Grand Rapids has stretched its lead out to 7-4. First to 15, winning by 2 in set 5 as these teams look to settle things. Again, one more meeting between these squads next week at Nationwide Arena in Columbus.
Look for the ball to go to Terry here out of this timeout for Columbus. In the last 2 matches, she has earned entire set worth of points herself. She earned 27 versus Grand Rapids and then 35 points versus Atlanta.
Both teams have done a great job spreading things around. Yes, Terry may be the headliner, but 3 different Fury players with double-figure kills. Same is the case for the Rise. They'll go to Williams out of the timeout to score for Columbus. Rise contending, no touch, no touch. And we'll look at it.
Grand Rapids is challenging that there was no block touch.
Take a look here from the MLB replay system. There's the block of Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
From this perspective, tough to tell.
First glance, I thought no touch.
Same.
Same there.
After review, there was no block touch. Point to Grand Rapids, and they'll retain their challenge.
So an 8-4 lead for Grand Rapids as these teams switch sides of the floor in set. Trivia for you, I learned this earlier this season. Where was Kathy George's first head coaching job?
Putting me on the hot seat here.
I'll give you a hint. In the city where I was born.
Western.
What's that?
Was it Western?
Western, no. UT Arlington. Started at UT Arlington, then made her way up to Western and then to Michigan State.
Oh, wow.
Triumphant return back to where she started her life as a head coach in DFW when her team visited the Dallas Pulse earlier this season. We did a flashback on that broadcast of her look from back then and the team's look. The volleyball jerseys were a lot different in that era.
We have a UT Arlington athlete on
yes, we do.
the floor for Columbus, Brianna Ford.
The 2024 Western Athletic Conference Player of the Year for the Mavericks. Snyder sending it over high hands for the Grand Rapids point. A 4-point lead for the home team.
Solid vision from Snyder, going straight to that campfire with a cushion of a 4-point lead.
Allison Mayfield puts the ball in play. That goes to the back row, dug out by Inna. Now Snyder down the line. Again, the precision with 4 hands in her face. And it goes down in the corner.
Placement not power by Snyder, and a lifted dig from Grand Rapids, allowing her that opportunity. National team winning the Pan American Cup, qualified for the FIVB World Championship.
And collegiately for Georgetown, Oral Roberts, and Milwaukee. Lena Terry denied on a dig, and Elizabeth Inna continues to amaze.
Lifting to earn in transition is how Grand Rapids has solidified such a big lead here in the 5th set.
Just wide of the line from Allison Mayfield.
Great run there by Mayfield, being able to come in off the bench and earn points at the service line. Columbus running that 6-2 with Evanson back in, running that offense.
Dumped over. Cameron Turner with the smart play. 3 points away from the win.
Another placement not power for the Rise, and that is going to be the vision from Turner, scoring one herself.
And after the kill, she'll have service. That's the 4th kill for Turner to go along with 51 assists and 22 digs. Cross court slam down by the Fury. Very much still in the fight.
Gomez in off the bench for this reason, running the 6-2, being able to come in on the right side, be a big blocking presence, and score.
Dug out by Evans. Now a chance for Terry, going in 4 hands, recycled for the Fury. Collision in the middle of the floor, but the Rise keep the ball up. Evans to Terry to score the point for Columbus. Rise having to deal with a bumper car situation on their side of the floor.
The Fury are trying to make the Rise right now think a little bit offensively. Pittman Nelson playing right side as a blocking presence, as well as Gomez in the middle.
4 points the difference. Snyder denied. It'll be Terry. No touch. Point Rise.
Snyder now at the service line. Looks like there's a challenge.
We'll see if there was, in fact, a touch.
Columbus is challenging that there was a block touch.
Only 2 points away from a loss. Can't take them home. Back with you to Ohio.
After review, there was a block touch. Point to Columbus, and they'll retain their challenge.
So
another quick challenge there.
That left pinky finger of Elizabeth Inna.
All challenges reset in the 5th set, so both teams are allotted 2 challenges.
So move the score back to Rise 12, Fury 9. And we're playing to 15 here in set 5. Inna gets it right back. The slightest of block touches for her, but a no doubt kill.
Answering back with a kill of her own. Inna Doing a great job of just hand on ball, threading that needle inside the block.
That put her at 20 kills on the day. Going for 21. Kept up by Lush. Briggs Romine going down to get it. Snyder. Denied by Lush. Pittman Nelson going cross court over towards the Grand Rapids bench. It's long. Match point Rise.
Solid block there by Jensen, forcing that unforced error here. Grand Rapids has all three athletes in the front row as offensive options.
Harley Snyder will have service with an opportunity to end this run. Rise on Friday, beating Omaha for the first time. Now a chance to knock off their rivals. Dig keeps it alive from Hentz. Hentz there again. Now Turner to Inna to finish it off. Win number 700 for Kathy George in her historic career. And her Grand Rapids Rise are still in the championship hunt.
Just wearing it on defense, getting in the seam as a libero.